Well, good morning, everyone. We'll call the meeting to order, and please rise for a few moments of reflection. Thank you. I'll ask the clerk to rise and report of the motions in camera, please.
Thank you, Deputy Warden Marriott. There are 4 matters to report on. First, Council provided instructions to staff on a proposed renewal of a collective agreement with the Interior Nurses Association at our facilities at MGM. Secondly, Council provided instructions to staff in regards to ongoing negotiations for the redevelopment of the county's lease space at Bayside Centre in the city of Sarnia, and provided instructions to close those negotiations by no later than the end of September 2019. Thirdly, Council provided instructions and directions to the county's outside legal counsel in regards to an ongoing appeal concerning the county's official plan. And fourthly and lastly, Council received a confidential report regarding regarding an identifiable individual. That's it. That's my report.
Thank you. Do we have a motion to accept those? Moved by Councillor Bushy, second by Councillor Veen. All in favor? It's carried. And could we also have a motion to invite the delegations to the bar? We have 2 of them today. Moved by Councillor Bluesley, second by Councillor Napper. All in favor? It's carried. And I invite Shirley De Silva, President and CEO of the Sarnia Lambton Chamber of Commerce, please.
Thank you, Deputy Warden and members of the Lambton County, for the opportunity on behalf of the Sarnia Lambton Chamber of Commerce to address you today. I'm here today with Dave Vanos, which is part of the task force on our Trade Corridor initiative. So one of the goals as a premier organization representing all members of our business community is to advocate on issues that remain essential to the vitality and future prosperity of all our citizens. So as many of you already know and appreciate, many businesses are interested in the opportunity of exporting their goods and services to other parts of Ontario and Canada. But there is also a growing number of enterprises in our communities who have recognized the considerable opportunities that exist in the international marketplace. Sarnia Lambton is home to 4 international crossings, including the Blue Water Bridge, which is the 2nd busiest crossing in North America and the gateway to the NAFTA superhighway. Over 1.5 million trucks and $42.2 billion in goods cross here annually. We believe that there is a great potential for trade and distribution to become a major economic driver for Lambton County. Since 2017, the Chamber has been providing leadership on this issue through a Trade Corridor Task Force, a group that includes representatives from the Blue Water Bridge, JDW International, JMS Warehousing, UBI Industrial Park, Lambton College, CIBC Commercial Banking, and Libro Financial. We've been working to map out a strategy that will build a foundation designed to grow our trade and distribution sectors. One of the bricks in that foundation is obtaining a foreign trade zone designation for Sarnia Lambton. And the objective here today is to secure your support for an application that we're just about ready to submit. The FTZ designation, in short, would enable Sarnia Lambton to market itself as a center of trade and business and provide direct support to importers and exporters through a one-stop service and website. The community would also have its own advisory group represented by various government agencies and led by FedDev Ontario, the regional development agency for this area. In the long term, we would demonstrate the business potential for development of a distribution center and possibly a diploma or certificate program at Lambton College to fill existing and future skills gap in the trade and distribution sectors. These activities will encourage new companies within these sectors to invest in this area and create jobs outside of the traditional industries. As one of the champions for this initiative, the Sarnia-Lambton Chamber of Commerce looks forward to submitting the application as a first step in the process. Obtaining a foreign trade zone status would enable us to use the designation as a promotional tool for the county and to assist businesses to access trade programs. With the support of Lambton County Council, we anticipate and look forward to being able to move forward on this important initiative, one that would benefit us all. Thank you, and we're more than willing to answer questions.
Thank you, Shirley. Are there any questions? We're going to let you off easy today, Shirley. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. I would ask Daryl Arnold, Manager Operations of the London, Sarnia, and Bridge Gas, to give an update on the proposed pipeline.
Thank you, everyone, for the opportunity this morning to speak with Council about Enbridge Gas and two upcoming projects that we have in Lambton County. As said, my name is Daryl Arnold. I'm the Operations Manager here in the London, Sarnia area for Enbridge Gas. And with me today, I have a number of Enbridge team members from various parts of the Enbridge Corporation. Specifically, we have Wes Armstrong here today, who is the Director of Storage Operations with Enbridge Gas. So if any questions come up that I'm not able to address, I have plenty of support this morning to help me out. So as I said, today we're here to talk about two projects we have upcoming planned in the Lambton County area. One is our 2021 Sarnia Industrial Pipeline Reinforcement Project, and the other is our Corona Compressor Station Meter Run Project. I want to note that these are two entirely separate projects, non-related, but opportunity this morning to talk about both of them. So this morning I want to start off talking about Enbridge Gas. So we've gone through some significant restructuring earlier this year to bring two legacy companies together. So the Legacy Union Gas Limited Company and the Enbridge Gas Distribution Company. What I want to stress is that despite the name change, it's all the same people doing the same thing here in Lambton County, which is delivering safe and reliable natural gas to our customers and communities. We continue to maintain a strong presence in Lambton County, from our Dawn Hub to our Tecumseh storage facilities to our Corona compressor facilities and to all our other options throughout Sarnia and Lambton County. We're committed to community partners invested in the future of Lambton County. So Enbridge Gas Incorporated, as I mentioned earlier this year on January 1st, Enbridge Gas Inc. Was formed, which was the amalgamation, as I mentioned, of the Legacy Union Gas and the Legacy Enbridge Gas Distribution Companies. It makes us one of the largest integrated storage, transmission, and distribution natural gas utilities in North America, and it's all based here in Ontario. As you can see in the map, we cover a large part of Ontario. We've existed now for over 170 years, bringing the two companies together, and we deliver affordable, reliable energy to about 12 million customers. So that's about 3.7 million meter connections across Ontario, and that's servicing about 75% homes in Ontario. Here in Lambton County, we have our Dawn Storage Hub, which remains Canada's largest and one of the top 5 natural gas trading hubs in North America. We take great pride in our strong presence here in Lambton County. Our employees are proud to work here, live here, and contribute to the communities here. We also contribute via property taxes. We've paid almost $10 million in property taxes last year, a significant figure that shows that our level of investment in Lambton County. But it goes farther than just the property taxes. A lot of our employees are involved in volunteer work throughout the communities. We have our own Helping Hands in Action program that we create a lot of projects throughout our communities that we operate in. And we do a lot of charitable work through things like United Way. So the first project here is the 2021 Sarnia Industrial Pipeline Reinforcement Project. So again, I want to reiterate, I'm going to cover two projects this morning, this project and the Corona Compressor project. There are two unrelated projects with two separate project teams executing the work. So the 2021 Sarnia Industrial Reinforcement Project will be a significant investment in our existing assets and facilities here locally in the Sarnia-Lambton area. Our existing Sarnia industrial pipeline system provides reliable and affordable natural gas to customers throughout Sarnia and Lambton's industrial heartland, which is a critical part of Canada and Ontario's economy. We're seeing an increase in natural gas demand across these industries. So to meet that demand, we are proposing to construct a new 20-inch, 1.2-kilometer steel natural gas pipeline in St. Clair Township, which will be an extension of our existing infrastructure in the area and will parallel two existing pipelines. Our goal is to support our customers and meet their needs for economic development, and the local area can continue its strong momentum. So some specific details about this project. On the map there, you can see it's the yellow line. So it's roughly in the Highway 40, boxed by Highway 40, LaSalle line and Hill Street. It'll start at our existing Dow valve site and continue up to our existing Blue Water Interconnect Station. So as part of this process, Enbridge is committed to minimizing the effects of our construction and our operations. So as part of this process, we will be completing an environmental assessment, which will be completed by a third-party independent consultant. They will ensure that they meet with affected Indigenous communities, landowners, government agencies, and conservation authorities, and that report will be submitted as part of our application to the Ontario Energy Board. We are committed to engaging the community as part of our planning process, and we have actually recently sent out notices to the local area providing an update on the project. This will be a multi-million-dollar project for the area with numerous temporary local jobs created as part of the construction, and we will be looking to source local project materials wherever possible. So as any large natural gas pipeline infrastructure project in Ontario, it does require review and approval by the Ontario Energy Board. The Ontario Energy Board looks to ensure that there is a need for a project. So we will be going through this process for this project. So we're looking to submit an application later this summer, sometime in August. And should we receive approval through that process, we would look to begin construction in mid-2021, with the project being completed in late 2021. So as part of the Ontario Energy Board process, council can make a difference. So two of the things that the Ontario Energy Board does look for is there a need for the project, and is there a community support for the project? So today we are asking for council to either provide a letter, requesting a letter or a resolution of support for the project that we can include in our application to the Ontario Energy Board. We've done this quite a bit in the past for other projects, some here in Lambton County, and that resolution support or letter does make a big difference in our discussions, in our hearings with the Ontario Energy Board. So maybe I'll pause there if there's any questions, immediate questions about this, because I am going to move on to the Corona Compressor project.
Any questions for Daryl? Jackie, sorry, Councillor Rumboats.
I
Yes, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Please continue.
Thank you. So the second project here I'm talking about today is the Corona Compressor Station Meter Run Replacement Project. So some details about the Corona Compressor Station. It first opened in 1964. It's located in St. Clair Township on Tecumseh Road. It currently employs about 55 employees, and the purpose of the facility is to provide natural gas storage. So we store gas in non-peak times and provide natural gas during peak times, like during the winter operating seasons, to customers throughout Ontario. So the project is the removal of old above-grade meter piping, and we're replacing it with new below-grade meter piping, and ensuring that through that process we're making the design to accommodate potential future expansion at the facility. Work will be completed entirely within the station fencing. And again, this will be a large infrastructure project for the area, and we'll be creating many temporary local jobs during construction, and again, looking to source materials where possible throughout the area. Construction timeline, work is scheduled to start later this year in October, and will be completed in November 2021. So unlike the previous project we just talked about, the Sarnia pipeline reinforcement, this project is not required to go to the Ontario Energy Board for approval. So today here we're providing some information on what's going to be going on in the region. So our commitment is to keep council and the community informed as we progress with these projects for regular updates. And as closing, again, I'd like to thank everyone for the opportunity this morning to speak to council, and the team and I will be happy to take any questions should there be any.
Thanks again. Is there any other questions? Councillor Bradley. Yep, that's great. So moved by Councillor Bradley, second by Councillor Broad. Questions? All in favor? It's carried.
Well, thank you very much this morning.
Thank you very much. Yes, Councillor Loosely. Yes, at this point, it's good. We can do that now. Okay. Okay, thank you. Move second by Councillor Ferguson. All in favor? It's carried. And item number 8, presentations. We have the Intelligent Community Forum Top 7 video that we're going to be enlightened on today. I guess we're ready for that.
Nearly 2,800 square kilometers in size, Sarnia Lambton is home to discoveries that matter. Innovation is ingrained within the soul of our 130,000 residents. Whether it be through astronauts, such as Chris Hadfield, or research by Nobel-winning chemists, such as Dr. Ula, our community has long nurtured innovation by people with independent, pioneering spirits. Not only are we great at developing our community, in the late 20th century, members of our community worked together to take advantage of local resources, such as the rich farmland and natural skills of our people, to reorient ourselves in the global economy. Sustainability is important to our community as well. Community partners are all key to supporting clean, sustainable technology, both here at home and abroad. Broadband connectivity is key for the prosperity of both urban and rural residents. Our community is also aware of the need to support others less fortunate through award-winning programs such as Circles and Enactus. Enactus, led by Lambton College, has helped bring prosperity to countries such as Zambia. Home to the #1 applied research college in Canada and the world's most outstanding research park, Bioindustrial Innovation Canada was formed. Through partnerships, drive, and innovation, Sarnia Lambton has successfully reinvented itself to become become the largest biochemistry cluster in Canada. Although no longer a major oil producer, we remain one of the largest petrochemical complexes in Canada, in part because we host the second largest natural gas complex in North America. At the heart of the success of the biochemistry cluster in Sarnia Lambton is proud to be the home of 3 First Nations communities. Partnerships amongst these communities, our local industry, and academic institutions are essential to further enrich the lives of our people. Collaboration is the key for our community. A warm and welcoming community, Sarnia Lambton has a proud past and a promising future. Our desire to be sustainable, coupled with a deeply rooted culture of innovation, has led us to discoveries that matter. Like others here, I love my community. We are proud of our home. We are proud to be part of Sarnia Lambton.
Very good. I can see why we're in the top 7 now with, that would convince anybody, I think. Any questions, comments? Moving to item number 9, minutes of council, open session of June the 5th. We have a mover. Moved by Councillor Miller, second by Councillor Loosely. All in favor? It's carried. Item 10, correspondence. Correspondence to receive and file. We have a recommendation on one item there. Moved by Councillor Veen, second by Councillor Stark. All in favor? It's carried. And item 10B, resolutions, recommendation, council direction is sought. Letter from Leanne Segrin Swayze, Director of Customer Services, Municipality of Chatham-Kent, requesting Lambton County Council to enact the following resolution to authorize the Municipality of Chatham-Kent to direct telecommunications service providers to route 311 calls using the Chatham-Kent Bell exchange boundaries to the Chatham-Kent main service number 311. Whereas a 311 telephone call originates in the overlap between the municipality of Chatham-Kent and the geographical area of the County of Lambton, the County of Lambton has no objection to the routing of such calls to the municipality of Chatham-Kent's main service line, on the understanding that the residents of the County of Lambton who erroneously dial 311 from within these exchanges will be given the option of being transferred to the County of Lambton's main phone number. Moved by Councillor Broad, second by Councillor Cook. All in favor? It's carried. Thank you. Item number 11, information reports, Corporate Services Division. Mover and a seconder, please. Sorry, Councillor Loosely, second by Councillor Veen. All in favor? It's carried. NB, CAO, information report dated July the 3rd regarding Deputy Chief Administrator Officer. Moved by Councillor White. Second by Councillor Stark. All in favor? It's carried. So, item 12, reports requiring a motion. Section A, Finance, Facilities, and Court Division, Services Division. Moved by Councillor Veen, second by Councillor Brumboats. All in favor? It's carried. And item B on that, subsection B of B is memorandum dated July the 3rd regarding the City Council agreement. So just a motion to... Oh yeah, so what would council like to do with this? Councillor Napper.
Thank you very much, Deputy Warden. Kevin, is there any opportunities here to look at that, just because there's a lot of new members here since that was put in place before, and I look at planning and I look at different things that, is there any economy of scales that could be brought together, and there's been a lot of changes in different things, and I just wondered if, it's something we should look at rather than just rubber stamp it at this point in time. Like, I have no big issues with it, but I just think it should be something that we give it a little time, have a report, come back on it anyway.
Is any other comments, or Councillor Bradley?
Do you have a motion on the floor, Mr. Chair?
No, we don't have a motion on the floor, so
Well, I really don't want to move it, but I think we need to move this forward, so I'll move
Say.
accept the renewal, if I can
Okay.
speak to it briefly.
okay. So we'll moved by Councillor Bradley, get it on the floor. Second by Councillor Hand. Do you want further discussion?
Just to the point that's in the report, this has been rolled over now a number of times. It's worked very well. It was subject to great negotiations at the time, and what was prompting that was if the city wanted to leave the county. And out of that came some really good cooperation, and this agreement has worked very, very well. And I think it's a good model for other places. When you have a separated city that rejoins a county, and it takes a while, and there were some adjustments made, and again, the fact that previous councils just ratified this without debate said that it was very functional. And so I would hope that County Council would pass it today.
Sorry, Councillor Rumbouts?
Just to clarify, are we talking about the strategic plan report or the city-county agreement memorandum?
Oh, I did. Yeah, we're on B right now. I'm sorry. I think I missed A. Yeah, we'll go back to A. That's Councillor Loosely.
Yeah, I support that agreement, and I even question if the county can handle for example, the planning in the city of Sarnia. So I support this agreement.
Okay. One last call for comments, and we'll call a question. Okay. All those in favor? Opposed? That's carried.
Are you looking for a motion now, Mr. Chair, on the strategic plan?
Yes, thank you.
It's a bit of out of order, but it's,
Yep, so you're moving it?
yeah, I'll move it.
So the volume isn't very high in here today. Can we turn it up a bit?
We're just playing with you, Kevin. I will move the strategic planning.
That's better, okay.
direction.
So you're moving it, we have a seconder. Councillor Veen, that's better. Any discussion on that? All in favor? It's carried. So item 13, committee minutes. Councillor Arnold, please.
Thank you, Deputy Warden. I'd like to present the morning minutes for our committee dated June 19th, 2019 for Council's consideration.
Thank you. So the first one is correspondence under infrastructure and development, correspondence to receive and file. Number 2 is information reports. Three is reports requiring a motion. 4 is correspondence, several correspondence there. Number 5 is information reports from public health. Under Cultural Services Division, number 6 is information reports. Number 7, reports requiring a motion to the library's donation report. Number 8 is the museum's management report. 9 is the Intelligent Community Forum. And number 10, adjournment. Do we have a mover and a second? Moved by Councillor Arnold and second by Councillor Bushy. All in favor? It's carried. PM committee minutes. Councillor Veen. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Audit committee. Do we have a mover for the audit committee? Moved by Councillor Cook, second by Councillor Veen. Any discussion? All those in favor? It's carried. Now I'll ask Councillor Veen for the committee PM report minutes. Thank you. Do I have a, guess we'll, number 1 is under long-term care, correspondence to receive and file. Number 2 is the information report regarding the provincial funding changes. 3 is under finance, facilities, and court, information report. And item 4, under Social Services Division, information reports. And 5 is regarding the Ontario Community Housing Renewal Strategy and funding allocations. 6 is in camera. Labor negotiations. Number 7 is dealt with in camera. Number 8 is the chair declare the committee to go back in open meeting. And number 9 is adjournment. Councillor Veen. Okay, we have a seconder. Councillor Miller. All those in favor? It's carried. Item 14 is no items tabled from previous meetings. And 15, notice of motion. Councillor Rumbouts.
I'd like to make a notice of motion that I will be submitting a resolution regarding enforcement for safety on family farms for the next meeting.
Okay, thank you. Number 16, other business. Any other business to be brought forward this morning? Councillor Bushy.
It's just a question. You changed the meetings when I was away last council meeting from PM to 10 a.m. Are we going to continue calling it PM committee, or are we going to change it to 10 a.m. committee?
Yeah, it's actually 9 and 11.
It's 10 a.m. committee, not PM committee. It doesn't matter. It just
If it lasts long enough, it's still PM. What would council like to do with that? Would you like to rename it, or AM1 and AM2, or just leave it the way it is? $11 a.m. Oh yeah, I'll refer to our clerk, please.
Yeah, so this goes back to council's directions to change the start time for committee PM. Committee PM would start at 1 o'clock and then end typically by 3. Now with the changes to your rules of procedure, committee PM starts at 11 and is to end no later than 1 p.m. Given the changes that were taking place, I felt that probably best not to window dress it too much and keep the same names for now until a further date, until further direction.
Thank you. Does that help, Councillor Bushy? Okay. Any other business? Counselor Napper? It is PM somewhere. Number 17, item 17, notice of bylaws.
Thank you, Deputy Warden. It's moved by Councillor Hand and seconded by Councillor Ferguson that bylaws 29 to 30 of 2019 inclusively be circulated as taken and read as a first and second time.
Moved by Councillor question, Councillor Loosely.
I just want to go on record that I'm opposed to the 29 of 2019 and that adjustment. So I just want to state that I don't agree with that.
Okay,
Okay.
duly
Thank you.
noted.
Correct, and that was noted, I believe, in the committee minutes.
Item 19. Oh, I'm sorry, yeah.
It is moved by Councillor Ferguson, seconded by Councillor Hand, that bylaws 29 to 30 of 2019 as circulated be taken as read a third and final time.
All those in favor? It's carried.